Good morning, everybody. Retta's Recovery Reminders coming at you February 6th. Hope everybody is having a wonderful morning, beautiful day. I'm going to get this out of the way. February 6th reading, I will know love when I realize the only way I can challenge fear is to do the very thing I am afraid to do in the moment I feel afraid. Here's a recipe for living and loving that will yield satisfaction and success. 1 mind full of positive vision, 1 moment of openness, 1 second of willingness, 2 drops of readiness, and 1 dash of love. Mix the above ingredients with trust and faith. Roll the mixture into a ball of clear intention. Knead the ball into a thin layer of belief. Smooth out any lumps and cover all holes with prayer. Gently place the layer of expected intent in the dish with great expectation. Preheat your mind with warm, loving thoughts about yourself. Allow the layer of belief to rise in the words of praise and thanksgiving. Patiently wait for the intention and expectation to be divinely fulfilled. Until today, you may have experienced many failed or fallen dreams. Just for today, try a new recipe for loving yourself into a new vision for yourself and for your life. Be devoted to focusing your energy and love on just one thing, you. Just for today, I am devoted to using all the right ingredients for a life full of love. How true. That is so great. Okay, so I wanted to take some time because somebody had said they wanted to hear me speak on depression. And this was something I used to struggle with a lot before I realized that who you surround yourself with is imperative. And if there are people continuing to say negative things towards you, to you, about you, you have to really remove yourself from said situation. And it's not always that easy. It wasn't for me for a long time. I was stuck in the situation I was in because I didn't have a job and I didn't have a car and I didn't have all the things, and I stopped feeling sorry for myself. And I started to, look at my life and what I was doing to create the problems that I had. Where could I change things to stop feeling miserable about my life? And I just started to spend a lot of time outdoors, and it's really hard because it's winter right now, but it's almost over. And nature is the best medicine. Like, I don't know, I believe that's where God is. I mean, nature, that's what God is. It is nature. And when we get back into that connection and that I can't think of the word, the relationship with nature, like that loving relationship with nature, you are a part of it. We are growing, we are changing, we are a part of nature. We're like trees, and we think of ourselves as outside of nature. And that is where our thinking is hijacked into the world box. Like, we are not above or anything outside of nature. We are one with nature. We are a part of it, and we all have a place that we belong. But sometimes we try to fit ourselves into where we think we belong. And that's when we have resistance. That is when people are resistant, when those are not our people. They're not meant to be in our lives. We're meant to learn something from them, and continue on our journey. And sometimes we get stuck in that fear of being alone, of what people think about us, of, just whatever, whatever that fear is that you have been carrying. Um, for me, it was fear of being alone for a long time. I was so afraid because I didn't know how to take care of myself. I mean, I did, but I thought I didn't. I had got this idea in my head that because I had been like supported by my husband for so long, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Get the fuck up and get a job and go take care of yourself, which is what I did, and I was stuck in that idea that I couldn't. Like, until you do it. Once you do it, you have to do things that you're uncomfortable with. You know how uncomfortable I was going to try and get that job? Like, I felt like I didn't belong in society. I didn't have a place. I was a drug addict. Nobody wanted to hire a drug addict. I was a felon. I have all this past, and that past was right on my back, and I was carrying it in with me to that job interview. I have since thrown that bag away somewhere on down the road. That is no longer a part of my life. I mean, it is. It's always going to be a part of my story, but is no longer a part of my everyday. And that's what we have to put that stuff down and stop carrying it every day. Otherwise, it affects your everyday. It affects how you look at yourself, how you see yourself. And when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, okay, I have to get outside of what I think I am and start seeing myself as who I want to be. And that's what I started doing. I started the things that you dream about being, who you want to be. I wanted to be spiritually enlightened and calm and in control of myself and my life. And I wasn't. Like, I was not for a long time. And that was all I really wanted. But I was hanging on to the back of other people, like flailing, like, please don't let me go, and it's like, fuck, let go. I let go because they were like, oh yeah, well, come on, and dragging me along. Well, you're going to get left behind if you don't do this, or if you don't give me that, or if you don't do this for me. Fuck it. Leave me behind then. And finally, after so much of that, I hate you, I love you, go away, come back, it gets really confusing, and it puts you in a really dark place because you feel like it's something you've done, and it's not. When somebody isn't sure about what they want or who they are, they will take you down through it with them. And that's what I had to realize, and I had to realize who I was and be that. No matter what, no matter who is around, I am the same person no matter what I say or do. I know who I am today. And I, know what I believe in and what I stand for. And it doesn't matter if people don't believe the same things as I do. That's okay. That is okay. There's a billion other people in this world that have a billion other perceptions that are right for them. And that is what we all have to understand. You don't have to be right. Everybody doesn't have to agree with you. You have to agree with you. And that is the only person. You have to be okay with what you are doing every day. And when you are okay with what you are doing every day is when your life will be in alignment and you will be able to say, okay, I got this. I like the life I lead. I am grateful that I get to do all the things I get to do, that I'm grateful I have a job to go to. So many people complain about that. Oh, my job sucks. No, I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I'm grateful I actually have a job because for so long I didn't. So I'm on the other side of it, coming in from the outside, I don't know. jumping into the life that everybody's so tired of living, but I have been on the outskirts trying to get in my whole life, but I didn't know how. But it was only because I felt like I was an outsider. It was my feelings the whole time. And that's what we have to realize. We are in control of our feelings. We belong. We have to ensure that we make sure that we feel like we belong. And it was religion is, I don't know. I really believe that it's because they say that God is outside of you. And it is because you're separate. It's through that separation that we don't feel worthy or good enough. And it is only when you pull God into your heart and you know that God is within you and you are walking every day with God in your heart. When you live like that, that is when your life gets better. You know, it's not like, okay, I'm doing whatever and then I go and ask for forgiveness. No, I'm living a good life at all times. And if at some point I, don't, I think I've done something, spoke out, said something negative to somebody or what, which I don't do anymore. I just keep my mouth shut because I don't want to be to blame for anybody else's pain. And because I have been on the brunt of, someone's emotional pain for a really long time. And I realized that it was not mine and I couldn't solve it and I couldn't save him and I had to get out from under it. You cannot take on anyone else's ugliness. It doesn't work. Even if you want to, you cannot do it and you will just get crushed under the weight of it. And like I had anxiety and depression when I was surrounding myself and trying to fit in with people who didn't accept me for who I was. They were trying to make me fit into their image of me in their head. And, I was to blame because I was like, okay, where do you want me? Where can I fit in? Where? Now I don't do that. I don't care. My life is mine to enjoy. If I find someone that wants to walk with me for a little bit, that's wonderful. I'm grateful that I got to share, some time with another human. But I don't take anyone for granted anymore. No one belongs to me, and I belong to no one, and it was through that sovereignty of self, the spiritual sovereignty as well, away from any religion or belief. My belief of God is in my heart. And, I am an embodiment of that divinity in this plane. And through living my life that way and treating myself and my temple, this is the temple, your temple, Cave of Brahman, it's all through consciousness. You have to be brave enough to actually navigate your own consciousness. And when you can get quiet enough to realize who you are and what you need and why you need it and be okay with that, that is when the depression and anxiety and everything else falls away. Like, I know that when I walk through my day, I am doing it with love. Okay, I'm not going into situations trying to get over on somebody. I'm not going into situations trying to one-up anyone. I am going into situations trying to learn whatever it is that this, circumstance is there to teach me. This is all a learning experience. And when you get that perspective of it, what is this teaching me? instead of, oh, this sucks what I'm going through. What can I learn from this? What can I use in this situation to teach me how to show up better for myself on a daily basis? And that's really what we're missing. We don't show up for ourselves. And when we do, people won't like it. I promise. And that's okay too. I no longer care because I love myself and I love my life now. And I love everybody. And I want everybody to share in the positivity that they hold in their heart. But you have to recognize the divinity inside of your own soul. We are, spiritual beings, trying to do the best we can in a really ugly world. And when you, allow the world just to be ugly and to not have to resist and deny, and what we resist persists. That I kept hearing that over and over. What we resist persists. So like I stopped resisting. When somebody comes to argue, like, no, I don't know why you want to argue with me, but I'm not going there with you because I'm not arguing. I don't want to make myself feel bad today, And that's like I don't go into things with bad thought. I go into things with an open heart full of love and compassion for my fellow human beings. And we're all trying to navigate this crazy, plane together. And when we can open our heart chakras in order to get that connection to each other, like things change for you. And the right people come into your life to help you, get to places that you never thought you would get. And I only know that because it happened to me. And I'm so grateful. I love you guys. I don't have any other advice, but just get on YouTube and pack the positivity in. Find Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle, whatever, stuff like that. Just like really good, not Christian spirituality, but self loving spirituality, because you are the only person that you have to navigate this realm. I mean, why not try to make it the best you can, and that's what I do every day. And I don't always make it. I don't always do the right things. I'm human. But I make the effort and I show up for myself in love and compassion and belief that I have a better future than what is in my rear view. And so far, it's come to fruition. And I hope it does for you. I love you guys. I hope that helped. I will do more to bring you positive, uplifting, things that I think can help you, that helped me, and I hope they help you. I love you guys. I'm sending you blessings and love and light. You are one with God in your heart. Carry him, it, she, he, whatever it is to you, whatever you perceive as your higher power, that's okay. I love you. Have a blessed day.